The classic Hitchcock film, Rear Window, is an intelligent and engaging analysis of human perception, voyeurism, and what it means to see. Jimmy Stewart plays a laid-up professional photographer who's idled away the days looking out the rear window of his apartment, studying the theater of human life playing out in the windows of his neighbors' courtyard apartments. From his vantage point, Stewart is able to see all life's little tragedies and victories. One day, near the end of his convalescence, Stewart begins to see strange things through one of his neighbor's windows, and he becomes convinced that there has been a murder. All of what he sees is fairly circumstantial. It takes all his charisma to convince his nurse, girlfriend, and cop buddy that what he is seeing is most definitely real. This leads to a dangerous climax and directly involves him with the murderer. In this film, Hitchcock uses deep focus and long choreographed shots to show the audience what Stewart's character sees. There is self-reflection on the medium of the film and the use of camera. It is no accident that Jimmy Stewart's character is a professional photographer, and much of what he sees in the film is through his still camera lens. In visual storytelling, the authors Brian Arnold and Brendan Eddy posit that editing is done to answer three audience questions that would lead to a feeling of safety and comfort. Hitchcock answers all three of these questions by the end of the story. The story itself takes place completely within the confines of the apartment courtyard, Jimmy Stewart's apartment, and what he can see from it. The other characters in the film go about their part of the plot, but we never see these actions, and this information is only brought out through dialogue. As for the action of the film, the play on this is that Stewart never actually sees the murder, only strange goings-on that he connects together to create his theory. It isn't until the very end, when the murderer comes to Stewart's apartment and attempts to kill him, that we as the audience can truly feel comfortable believing what Stewart has known all along. Lastly, and especially in the climactic ending, the editing serves to build tension as we watch along with the helpless Stewart as his overenthusiastic girlfriend is attacked by the murderer after being caught by him in his apartment. The continual cutting back and forth between Stewart and his frightening view builds tension, and the extreme long shot used by Hitchcock, combined with close-ups on Jimmy Stewart, places the audience with him and makes us feel helpless as Stewart, which also builds the tension. Other tension-building aspects of this scene include expert use of lighting and music. The initial mellow jazz music coming from one of the apartments creates a level of realism, as there's no dramatic musical enhancement to the scene. The lighting, all very particular shooting on a soundstage, is used to depict a night scene with the strongest sources of light coming through the apartment windows, and the shadows of light coming through the window of Jimmy Stewart's apartment dramatically enhances both his character and that of his nurse. Rear Window is such an excellent film, and there's been so much written about it. What was most striking in this viewing for me was the contemplative quality of the film.